welcome back. It is Sunday and we're still combing through all this small stuff. So here's what we're working on. First off, we get a break from Harper Joe. Harper is asleep, so I'm trying to get some stuff done. Actually went hit the dollar store this morning. These boxes are extremely amazing for organizing. You can get them at your dollar store and just organize anything. You can also get them on eBay. If you type in that word and that, them two together triggers it, and it's actually only $2 more than at your local dollar store if you don't have them. But these things are absolutely amazing for organizing fittings anywhere from -20 all the way down. So what I got going on right here, so I'm working on the fuel system this morning a little bit. I did work back here some. Let's see here, yesterday or last night, got the transmission cooler lines done. I'd already done that silver line. I showed another video, put it together under the car, and then had bought brand new black braided line that I put fittings on, only because it was a good deal. I got it off of somebody that I made an offer on eBay, and it goes all the way to the front to the transmission. So one shot on that. So the trans lines are done, so that's pretty cool and exciting. Went on this and worked on the puke tank some more. I know I had mentioned in other videos that these were going to be a drain. I changed my mind, since that's not all the way quite to the floor. I can barely fit a finger underneath it. When I take this out to weld the fittings on the other side, we're going to weld a check ball to the bottom of it and hole saw the floor, so when it sits back in place, you can just get under the car and do a check ball. Because if you use these fittings, they're up maybe a quarter of an inch. So, you could be riding around with a quarter of an inch of, whatever, oil, coolant, whatever at all times just sitting in there. I don't really like that idea. So it'd have to actually be above a quarter before it even drained out. Of course, you could look in the top and see that there was something in there, but, I kind of want the drain to be true. So we're gonna put the drain in the front on the bottom, put in one of my vent lines. So these are just gonna be vent. It went to Advance this morning, got 1/2 inch hose for these 90 AN. Fittings, and it's just gonna go down under the car. I need to go back and get another 1/2 inch because I didn't plan accordingly. That's the vent line with a check ball in it for the fuel cell. Moved over here to the fuel pump again this morning. I ordered the -6 to -8 because that is return on that one, to go back into the fuel cell. So I went ahead and ordered that. And if I ever have an issue with that, what I can actually do, instead of returning it into the pump, like if it's not getting back fast enough, I can go right here, which is a -10. So I think that's a -10. It might actually be a -8. I think it's a -10 though. I can always move the return up there if that return gives me a problem. So, and it's not like it'd be hard to move. But that's what we're gonna do right now to keep it back here. This right here was, this is a -10. I just figured that out, down to a -8. This is the feed, so I didn't like that. So I did a bunch of research online and reading. It's made by XRP, you can see right there. And this little metal washer was throwing me off. So I can fit in other -10 ORB fittings in here, okay, with just the O-ring, but they don't have this little washer. And this is a pressure port, obviously, or a pressure line, being it's fuel pressure. So I didn't know if that was important. I figured that this is on here to keep the O-ring from blowing out under pressure, versus just seating it down in there. So I went ahead and coughed up the money, and it's like $38 for the fitting, to go from -10 to -10. That way we're not choking it down. I don't know why I bought this used. I don't know why somebody had choked it down to 8, but that is what it is. So I went with the same exact fitting and just got it to a -10. So making progress with that. Gonna get that order put in and keep it moving. The fuel filter, look back on -10. So I'm trying to keep everything -10. Basically, I just to clear my mind. You got your fuel hat, which I stepped it. I got rid of the 8. Actually, that was my original plan. So we went with -10. That's gonna go to a Y right here, which is all -10. So your Y is gonna be AN10 on your Y, and then your bottom of your fuel sump is a -10. So your fuel pump, I'm gonna buy another secondary pump. So I don't know what size that's gonna be. It should be -10, but your fuel filter's -10. So we're keeping everything in the fuel system -10 right here. And on the fuel line to the front of the car, it's also gonna be -10. I actually scored a really good deal off of somebody that listed, it looked like they posted a kit that they didn't use. It was extremely long, like 150, 160, 180, something like that measurements. It was long. My mid plate to rear end is only 90 inches, so that, and I know that gives me enough for come up here, go down, dive back. It was a -8 braided line, ends already on it and everything, and a -10 braided line with the ends all on it and everything. And they had it rolled up together as a package deal for like $125. So I went ahead and jumped on that. I think it was last night, and pulled the trigger on that. So hopefully that'll be here this week. So I'm trying to wrap up the fuel lines and fuel system. All I got left is waiting for the email back from Aeromotive this coming week for the fuel pressure regulator and secondary pump, and then we are done with the fuel system. We've got injectors and everything, so we're slowly checking that off, and we're getting really close to being done with the coolant system. All right, so this one might end up being jumping around this video. It is now Monday afternoon. I think this video will start out on Sunday afternoon, maybe. We're gonna make some changes again. So I emailed TKM. I actually spoke with Kevin and figured out a couple things, such as this car does not need a mass airflow sensor, so we will not be putting one in there. You know, a couple other little things I'm not gonna bore you with, but the big thing is the intercooler piping. So when I originally did this car was a 351 Windsor that was getting stroked out to a 408. We had some issues with the first engine builder, and plans changed. It then went to a Coyote. When it was going to be a Coyote, I was warned that Coyotes are very expensive, so we were going with a small blower. I think it was like a P1X or something. It was small. I could be wrong. It was small. Then we realized, you know, reality just kind of sets in that you really ain't doing nothing at 600, 800 horsepower in the drag racing world. You're not. Like, to be a nobody, kind of, I guess, you have to have 1,000 horsepower. So we all know that the big boys are running 2,500, 3,000 horsepower. Obviously, we're not that level. We're nowhere near that level. But if you want to slightly compete at pretty much any decent event, you need 1,000 and up. You know, now how much over 1,000, depending on weight, how much over 1,000 you need is, you know, it changes. But you need, if you're going to build something decent, sadly, where the world's at nowadays, how fast everybody's running, you need 1,000 and up. So I changed it up and decided to go with a bigger blower. I hadn't purchased the other blower, so fortunately it worked out for me. We went with a bigger blower. The one we have now is a F1A94, F1A-94. So it should be good, 1,200. Horsepower range. I had already bought the intercooler and intercooler piping for the old stuff, and I didn't want to spend the money again. So I said, well, you know what? Screw it. We'll build it with what we got, and when the pipes explode, you know, we'll upgrade, right? Intercooler explodes, we'll upgrade. So I think with the intercooler, it's rated at like 800. It's a name brand. What is it that? Mishimoto. So it's kind of, I think, like a Japanese like import company, kind of like mainly, but they do sell really good stuff. So right here, this backward stuff is crazy. It's decent. I'm not going to just toss it yet. So I'm going to roll with it. I think if anything, it might just restrict me more than explode, because it is pretty heavy duty. I mean, it's a solid piece. But the intercooling piping, I'm going to go ahead and bite the bullet, and we're going to go ahead and get rid of it. TKM has informed me that I should probably go with a 3.5 inch both sides. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to order a 3.5 inch kit and do whatever. Thank God all I had done was tack that side and had Mike welded in, unfortunately. But I didn't roll the beads on the end of them or nothing like that. So I don't have a ton of time in the hot side anyway. So we're going to get an order in for that and do that next. I told Mike that since he had already welded all this up and he's kind of collecting parts for his LS junkyard build for the Mini Cooper, that he can have the 2.5 piping kit. Like the pieces he's welded, all the other pieces I got, all the clamps, all the boots, he can have it all because the 2.5 is absolutely useless to me. I mean, there's literally nothing I'm gonna use it on. And it was a cheaper eBay kit anyway. It was like 100 and some change, I think. So all that's gone. We ordered a ton of stuff off of eBay, all kinds of little odds and ends. So we're gonna be wrapping that stuff up as it comes in this week. And I just got in a package today that I'm about to check out and you know, install that, do some comparing. Pieces are supposed to be here tomorrow for the water pump, the AM fittings, the dash 12 and stuff like that. So I'm gonna take the water pump to the shop tomorrow, and we're gonna get that welded up. Besides that, I also did talk with Skinny at TKM this afternoon, and we are going to start putting together the order for the wiring, the relays, anything electrical that we need for this car, because we've already got the Holly dash and the Holly Dominator. So that's taken care of. All I need is all the wiring. So he's going to put me together another estimate. We've already dived into it once. He shot me an estimate, and then I ended up getting a deal. If you watched the video where I got a deal on the Holly stuff on Black Friday, that was a killer deal. If you haven't watched it, you should probably watch it. Because I go over to the company that gave me that deal. So I'm gonna get all the wiring and everything through TKM. We're gonna put together that order, and we should be placing an order within 1 to 2 weeks. But basically tonight we're gonna get the intercooler piping ordered, and we're moving on. I mean, we're gonna start wrapping this thing up. That's gonna be a wrap on this small video. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll catch you on the next one.